Hello everyone, my name is Puneet Sharma and I'm a Senior Director at the Siemens Healthineers Technology and Innovation Center based out of Princeton, New Jersey. It is my pleasure to be among you here at the SCCT Innovation Series on Machine Learning and AI and talk to you about the role of AI in coronary artery disease, starting from early detection, diagnosis to therapy planning and therapy optimization. Over the last few years, we've seen artificial intelligence technologies driving digitalization across the spectrum of healthcare. For us, the focus is to have AI technologies to do what is right for the patient. For example, in having prioritizing complex and acute cases at the same time while avoiding unnecessary interventions. Secondly, we look at AI to improve the quality of care and the productivity and efficiency of care delivery across the entire healthcare spectrum, while generating new data and insights for the clinicians and patients alike. We at Siemens Healthineers leverage artificial intelligence systematically across the complete continuum of data. So when you look at it, let me take a little bit time before I go into each of these examples to create the foundation of how AI and data go hand in hand when it comes to both developing and deploying these technologies. On the extreme left is the level at which the data is typically generated. When it comes to medical imaging, this is primarily the scanners where the data acquisition happens, and the amount of data generated here is used for AI algorithms to help assist both in the phase of scan automation, reconstruction, image quality, and topics such as these. At the next level is the interpretation and interpretation level, where the cardiologist or the radiologist have increasingly help from AI technologies for better detection, segmentation, classification of medical imaging data for the purpose of decision making. Next, we switch into the third level, which is preparing and fusing the data for therapy planning and therapy delivery. In this case, we have several examples where AI technologies use pre-op data and bring it in the intra-op context to fuse in anatomical information at the time of intervention to help assist the clinician to do the intervention in a more efficient way. And finally, when we look at more advanced analytics and prediction capabilities of AI, we have been looking into technologies such as digital twin, which combine AI and mechanistic modeling, which is the physiological modeling of organ and organ functions, to have an integrated view on the patient, not only to have a current state of the patient by this integrated data, but also use it for therapy planning and outcome prediction. And finally, at the cohort level, where population health management through comprehensive data integration has been gaining steam over the last few years. Let me start with a few examples at the first level, which is the data acquisition and generation level. A couple of years ago, we introduced the first of its kind patient positioning system powered by AI, which is integrated in our scanner in a CT scanner portfolio, where, as you can see on the image there, a 3D camera acquires RGB and depth information before the scan is initiated, and the AI algorithms process this depth data to create on the spot a 3D avatar of the patient. This 3D avatar is then used as used as an input for a number of different algorithms. Couple of them specifically being to determine automatically the scan direction, whether it's a head first or a feet first scan, and the second one to automatically determine the ISO center of the patient for the scanning. And as we know, a precise determination of the ISO center not only improves the image quality, but also helps in reducing the dose for the particular exam. Let's look a little behind the scenes into what such technologies do. As you can see from the video, the 3D camera offers a live monitoring of the patient, where the AI algorithms have been trained with combined data from both the CT and the 3D camera to detect and the position when the patient is ready, detect the anatomical landmarks, and automatically create an avatar of the patient. This avatar has automatic parcellation of the different body parts. And while the camera is tracking live the patient, there is a synthetic topogram that is generated because of this paired data on which the algorithm was trained on, including the internal landmarks of the patient's organs and organ systems, which can be used for a number of different applications, let alone for determining the breathing state of the patient from this 3D camera data. In the next part of the talk, I would like to focus on a few technologies of AI and the applications where it is already playing a role in clinical routine in helping the clinicians, both the cardiologist and the radiologist, during the phase of diagnosis and report preparation. When it comes to cardiology, as we all know, cardiac CT has is a rich modality for a number of different clinical questions, starting from early cardiac risk stratification using calcium scoring data to precise coronary assessment, both for diagnosis and therapy planning, cardiac function and perfusion imaging, at the same time for structural heart and other endovascular repair applications. For the context of this talk, our focus will be primarily on the coronary artery disease risk assessment and precise quantification. Over the last few years, we have seen AI technologies being deployed in the field for a number of different tasks, one of them being automated Agatston scoring on 3mm gated non-contrasted cardiac data, where AI systems have been trained and deployed with trained against ground truth from expert clinicians and deployed, and have achieved a very high correlation against these manually performed Agatston scores. These algorithms have been presented over the last couple of years, showing these high correlations against a global Agatston score, which is the total Agatston score across all the coronary arteries. More recently, what we have seen is at the next level of these algorithms, where not only the total Agatston score is computed with these AI algorithms, but the algorithms have been trained to detect total calcium burden across the four major vessels: the left main, the LAD, the circumflex, and the right coronary artery. As you can see in the figure, such algorithms are trained with a series of different AI algorithms, where the detection of the heart pixels is the first stage of AI algorithm, which is then used to also identify the coronary territories that are associated with respect to each voxel that is detected. In the next stage of the algorithm, the each detected voxel along with is used, a CNN model is used to predict whether it's a coronary calcium or a background voxel, and the labeling of each of these detected coronary calcium voxels is performed. In one of the recent studies, the investigators looked at this AI algorithm in a multi-center database of over 1,000 patients and created a ground truth with 3 radiologists making a consensus for determining whether each coronary calcium voxel belongs to which one of the 4 vessels. The results showed that the AI algorithm yielded a high accuracy, a class accuracy of 93%, with a high sensitivity and specificity in detecting non-zero coronary calcium scoring. At the same time, the investigators reported that the overall accuracy of the algorithm for labeling the right branch to each detected calcium cluster was high in the range of 94%, with a Cohen's kappa of 0.91. Couple of years ago, we introduced the AI RAT Companion platform, which is a fully automated platform that seamlessly integrates into the hospital environment for producing automated measurements and reports on a variety of different use cases. One of the extensions for that is the chest CT module, which has 3 underlying engines: the pulmonary function, the pulmonary evaluation, the cardiac evaluation, and the musculoskeletal evaluation, wherein the AI algorithms have been trained on a large database of both contrasted and non-contrasted chest CT examinations for performing detection, measurement, and highlight of abnormalities across the wide spectrum of these non-contrast and contrasted chest CT algorithms. Over the next few slides, I will present some of the early results from from this system, where the investigators have looked at different aspects. The focus of the in today's talk will be primarily on coronary artery disease related studies using this platform. In one of the studies which came out a few months ago, the investigators sought to analyze the impact of AI in a routine clinical reading workflow. In this case, they used consecutive 100 cases, 100 cases where patients have had chest CT examinations done for non-cardiac indications, and they evaluated in a two-expert consensus mode the ground truth for the various cardiovascular findings, which are typically underreported or sometimes missed in routine chest CT reports. With this two-expert consensus, the ground truth, they then compared the results of the AI system against the routine radiology reports to understand to analyze whether there are certain missed findings specifically for coronary calcium and aortic dilatations in these chest CT reports. They reported the results that the AI system achieved a very high area under the curve of 0.95 compared to that of 0.85 of the radiology reports in detecting and quantifying coronary calcium in these non-gated chest CT studies, and at the same time, a statistically significant improvement in the area under the curve for AI for detecting aortic dilatations. Next, the same investigators reported for a different cohort of patients the application of the same AI platform on routine low-dose lung cancer screening examinations, where they sought out to address whether the AI algorithms, in this case specifically for incidental cardiovascular findings, have a high accuracy with respect to manually created ground truth, and if there is any prognostic implications of those automatically detected cardiovascular findings. In this study, the investigators reported that AI algorithms demonstrated an excellent agreement against the experts who had manually reported coronary calcium findings in these low-dose lung cancer examinations for the purpose of this study. At the same time, they reported that these automatic AI findings help predict MACE events, major adverse cardiovascular events, at the one-year follow-up, both in conjunction with other clinical and demographic data points that are typically indicative of cardiac risk in these lung cancer screening patients. And finally, another study which sought out to look at whether AI can help reduce the inter-user variability that is associated with some of the tedious tasks in routine clinical workflow, and can it provide time savings in automating some of these tasks. For this particular application, the investigators looked at the time-consuming task of measuring the aortic diameters across the length of the aorta at the pre-specified American Heart Association landmark locations in these follow-up aortic aneurysm studies. And what they reported was that the AI algorithms, which automatically detect, segment the aorta and detect all the different AHA landmarks and the measurements, could help in reducing the mean reporting time by 63%. In this study, the investigators reported that prior to using the AI, it took around 13 minutes for dedicatedly measuring the aortic diameters in these follow-up studies, which was then reduced to under 5 minutes by using AI. At the same time, the AI algorithms also helped reduce the inter-user variability by 42%, down from 1.16 mm without AI assistance to less than half an mm with AI assistance. Switching on to contrasted cardiac CT examinations, we already have seen the impact of AI for routine cardiovascular assessment. In this case, for both 3D and 4D CT studies, where machine learning algorithms have been in the products for automatic detection and segmentation of the left and the right ventricle, computing both left and right global function parameters for the heart, and also automatically detecting the landmarks for creating specific short axis 2, 3, and 4 chamber views for the purpose of cardiac reading. Next, switching gears to coronary CT assessment. Over the last few years, been focusing our efforts on introducing more and more automation in coronary reading, starting from detection of uh, detection of central lines, creating automatic CPRs, going towards detection of stenosis and plaques in contrasted coronary CT studies. Let me take some time to talk a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes in such AI algorithms for automated coronary analysis. What you see on the figure on the left-hand side is a visualization of an overview of a multitask AI system that has been trained to detect not only the stenosis and the plaque, but to do so in a multitask fashion, so that the features that the machine learning network extracts are not for solving one individual task at once, but for solving multiple tasks, so that the strengths of these features can be leveraged across multiple tasks. Herein, we have been investigating into machine learning algorithms which provide tasks such as detection of disease, whether it's in this case it's a different stenosis or plaque, automatically quantifying the grade of the stenosis, but at the same time also detecting other anomalies such as myocardial bridging, which can typically be confounding factors for reading of some of these examinations. At the same time, the AI algorithms also look into detection of artifacts. As we know very well, sometimes motion artifacts can show up and be confused with high-grade stenosis. And in a multitask fashion, the algorithms are also being used to do a lumen segmentation for the purpose of determining the grade of the stenosis, but also the caliber of the vessels. Such a multitask network provides this fully automated comprehensive assessment of the coronary artery findings, both at the branch level and at the segment level. Let us look into a few of the building blocks for such a comprehensive system and some of the early validation studies for some of these building blocks. One such study looked at the AI-based automatic detection of coronary arteries and the labeling of these arteries according to the 17-segment SCCT model. In this case, the algorithm was designed to automatically extract and label the coronary arteries according to the pre-specified SCCT model. The algorithm used a deep learning-based bidirectional long short-term memory approach, which extracts the semantics from the coronary tree topology by leveraging both the local and the global anatomical context. And as we can see from the results that were reported by the investigators, the AI algorithm performed at a high accuracy level in extracting reliably the coronary arteries from in the validation data, at the same time labeling each of the coronary segments independently according to the SCCT model. Next, present to you a study which looked at AI-based automatic plaque analysis in coronary CTA, where AI algorithms that was trained on a database of manually annotated plaques was reported to have a high sensitivity and specificity for automatically detecting calcified plaques in coronary CTAs. The investigators reported robust performance of the algorithm across a spectrum of different image quality and patient types, in which, as you can see here, the algorithms automatically flag each cross-section of the coronary artery where it detects a calcified plaque. A few important things to notice is that the algorithm was trained in a fashion such that other bright objects, such as stents, are not reported as a finding, because in the training database, the algorithm did utilize number of cases where such bright regions were labeled negatively as being not calcified areas. At the same time, the investigators showed robustness across a spectrum of image quality. Putting all of this together, one can envision AI systems that can help assist the radiologist in reading and interpreting coronary CTA examinations by automatically providing the location and the grade of the different stenosis, the plaque classification and the quantification, and doing so that the information can be used by the radiologist at the time of preparing the reports. So now over the last few slides, I've talked about where AI has been making an impact in the clinical workflow, specifically for cardiac computed tomography, starting both from the patient positioning and the scan automation to the imaging workflow, uh, finally to the post-processing and the reading workflow. Next, switch on to the next level of AI deployment, which is for the purpose of therapy planning and therapy delivery. In this case, one of the use cases where AI algorithms are already playing a role is the intraoperative visualization in the case of coronary total occlusion. As we know, CTO procedures are lengthy procedures which requires a precise understanding of the coronary artery anatomy, of the coronary artery anatomy for the purpose of determining whether it's antegrade or retrograde approach for recanalization of the lesion. In this case, what you see here is automatic detection of the coronary center lines from pre-op CT exams is used to create a view which is in synchronization with the C-arm view, the working angle within the cath lab. And at the same time, these coronary center lines are then overlaid onto the angiograms and on the fluoroscopy images to provide a roadmap, a sort of a roadmap for the interventional cardiologist to assist in decision making for the CTO PCI approaches. The color coding here shows the level of foreshortening that the algorithms have determined for the particular vessels given the C-arm angulation. At the same time, for routine PCI, been seeing AI algorithms that have been trained in a spatiotemporal manner to detect comprehensively cardiocoronary findings on angiograms, on 2D angiograms from multiple different angulations by putting together both the spatial and temporal information into an AI network, which produces these findings for a complete, robust and complete inference of the coronary angiogram examination from the various C-arm angulation information that is derived from this case. Finally, moving on to the advanced analytics and prediction phase, I would like to introduce to you the concept of the digital twin, in which we ask the question is, what if we could create a digital twin of a patient's heart? And by that, what we mean is a multi-scale personalized physiological model of the heart, which has the similar dimensions uh, anatomically, but at the same time, physiologically has the same electrical signal activation, muscle contraction, hemodynamic activity as the real patient's heart. For this, we use a combination of mechanistic and statistical modeling to combine the strength of both of AI and physiological modeling to create such a digital replica of the patient's heart. The beauty of such a model is that such a model can be programmed to simulate different conditions for a particular patient, and at the same time also investigate the role of different therapies and therapy parameters that would be best for a particular patient. Such digital twin systems are powered by AI using a multi-scale modeling approach where the AI algorithms are used for robustly and automatically extracting anatomy parameters from medical images. This could be multimodality images, CT, MRIs, coupled together with physiological mechanistic models of heart function, starting from multi-scale models of cardiac electrophysiology, multi-scale models of biomechanics, and of hemodynamics and circulation, which are all coupled together to create this digital twin of the patient's heart, which is then personalized with respect to the measurements that are taken for that individual patient. In some of the early work, we've used these models not only in a pre-op setting, but also in a intra-op setting where using these fast simulations with AI helps us continuously update this digital twin model for the guidance during the procedure. One such example is the cardiac resynchronization therapy, in which we used pre-op data before the intervention to create a digital twin of the patient's heart and personalize it with the baseline information to assess the best left ventricular lead position in terms of the electrophysiology response. And next day, during the intervention, when more information, the ECGs were acquired, invasive ECGs were acquired by the clinicians, we updated the digital twin model of the heart in more or less real time to assimilate this new information and help guide the intervention. We think that such digital twin models will have an increasingly larger role to play, not only in coronary artery disease, but across the spectrum of cardiovascular diseases. With this, I would like to thank you for your attention.